and they are inside the campus, but you've never seen them. You don't know even which course they do. So the government does that, and this is one thing they'll continue doing. It is good that we are prepared for that. That any other, as soon as demonstrations are planned, the goons will be there, and so the business people, the older ladies and men, the disabled persons will be castigating whoever planned for the demonstrations, because they cannot differentiate between the demonstrators who are peaceful and the demonstrators who are violent. Because all the time we went for demonstration, I would read the following morning that goons were there, so I'm one of those goons. Yet I never broke anybody's shop or hit anybody's car, but people will come there. And you had sometimes back when Songo, the former governor, was saying that they would go and burn a car, and then it is said they are goons from the opposition. So this one you need to be prepared for. There's a lady who also talked about down there in the village and also in the estates. And I came yesterday from home. I'm from makwiny. And the youth down there, we have one of the MPs who voted yes. He had some problem with the other leaders, but the youth did not have any issue with him. Yes, I'm finishing. They did not have issue with him because he gave them a lot of money. So this is happening now. The MPs are sending people down there. They are getting money. They are preparing the ground for them. So the next time they go home, they are ready for them. So as we move on, prepare for all these things. Politicians are scavengers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So just to quickly respond on the question of leadership, I do not think that the movement needs a leader, and I will explain why. This is a movement that started organically. It has continued to morph, to norm, to develop on its own the same way organically. I find it very, very influential and very, it has a lot of weight when we speak at one and when there's nobody to actually point at somebody. And it's because everybody has an equal voice within the movement. Anytime you have a central node, anytime you have somewhere that you can point at, it is very, very easy to disconnect the node from the rest. And then the other thing, which is the final thing that I want you listeners to put your thought in, whatever we have been witnessing, whatever this movement is, it's actually just not from anywhere. It is actually employing a new leadership model that many of us don't know about it, but it is actually a new leadership model where everybody contributes. It's mostly an online tech thing, and I am forgetting the name. I think it goes by somebody needs to remind me. So it's a model of leadership and management that is very, very new. It's mostly online focused, but it translates very, very well out into the physical, or rather offline. And I think that's what it is. We actually have a form of leadership in this movement. It's just that everybody has taken their part of this responsibility, just like the other person. Whatever you can do, you do it without seeking permission from somebody else, as long as all of us work in harmony. So next speaker, please. Who's speaking next? Wenye wote mko kwa panel, have you spoken? Ayo, please go ahead.
Gentlemen, ladies, good evening. I hope you're all okay, yeah? I just want to reiterate on Sorry. Let me turn up this call. I want to reiterate on a few things. Number one is the leadership issue. We've said in various spaces, we've talked about this leadership issue for, we've been here back and forth. But I want to tell you guys one thing. If you are Kenyans and Kenya is your business, you might have learned a few things in the history of colonialism in Kenya and struggle for independence in Kenya, and how the British captured Kenya and how we fought for independence and how we pushed them out of our country. I'll give you a few examples. We have stories like of leaders like the Kinjeketile Ngwales of those times, the Mekatilili Menzas of those times. We have the Dedan Kimathis of those times. We have the Johnston Kamaus of those times, Jomo Kenyatta of those times. What really happened when people like Akina Dedan Kimathi were captured? What happened? The revolution ended, right? Because they were purported to be the leaders, right? What happened when the British signed a pact with Jomo Kenyatta? What happened? The struggle for our independence, actually, they told us we got our independence, but are we really independent? Because we signed a pact with the devil, and that's the same, that's the sin we are paying to date, right? And that is why we are still in debts and debts and debts. We are really depending on the West to sustain ourselves, and our poor leaders believe that we cannot, stand firm economically. We have to depend on loans from the IMF, from World Bank, and so on and so forth, right? So are we really independent? We are not, because we are slaves of loans that we don't know when we are gonna finish paying. So this is, I want to bring you back home this time and age in 2024, July 9th, whereby someone is still talking about we need to have a leader for our revolution. We saw what has happened to a few individuals who came out to purport themselves as leaders. They're in the pockets of the government, and right now, what are they doing? Busy on spaces, crying for forgiveness. We don't need that shit. Sorry for using that word, but there's no better way I can describe this. If we appoint a leader, for example, we have KOT, or rather, we have Kenyan Lady as our leader today. Guys, we are hungry. We are overtaxed. Most of us are in debts. Most of you are still paying your HELB loans. Most of you are paying mortgages and all that. If you're enticed with a few millions, you'll be like, we need these few millions will help me, So will you sacrifice the cause for a few millions? And that is why, or someone said, I heard someone say that one of the leaders were killed way back, the previous speaker, killed way back then when we're still in college. So what if you appoint me as your leader today, tomorrow I'm gone, I've been kidnapped, killed, my body is found in Nairobi River. So you'll be like, our leader is dead, so is the cause dead? So what I'm trying to say is, we've been leaderless and we've been functioning quite well. We don't have anybody we are paying allegiance to. We are paying allegiance to our constitution. And that is what we are fighting for. And I keep on reiterating this in all the spaces. So all these issues, if you feel like we just need a leader for this cause too, you're confused. You don't need to be here. We don't need no leader. Our leader is the constitution. Our leader are those Kenyans who are shot down, were shot down by the police, and right now they are going 6 feet under. They are our leaders. We are paying our allegiance to them. We will do this for them. So if you want a leader, go to that guy's grave, go say your piece, and come back to the revolution. If you know where they were buried, go there, pay your allegiance to them, come back, and we continue the fight. So this issue of leadership here and there, it's neither here nor there. And someone will ask me, then what is the next step forward? Guys, our main agenda right now is to ensure the constitution is followed, is to ensure that this government is gone home, and to ensure we have fresh elections. We will cross that river when we get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So right now, thinking about a leader, that is, I'll kindly say, I'm sorry to say this, your ideologies are being short-lived, or you're kind of, short-sighted. Let's not be short-sighted. Let's look at the end goal of all these. Your story of leadership, forget about it for now. Let's focus on what's on the table. Okay, what's on the table? Ensure the constitution is followed. Ensure no part of the constitution is amended or added on or subtracted. Ensure that this government goes home. Huyo Ruto na huyo Raila na huyo sijui nani, we need to wipe the table clean and start afresh. That's our goal with this movement. Anything about leadership, hizo ni utumbokrat. Tusilete utumbokrat hapa, tafadhali.
Thank you for the strong submission. I do have Mansa
Kenyan
Musa
lady.
next. Yes.
Kenyan lady.
Yes, please.
Professor says he dropped by mistake, so you can send the mic his way.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought they left completely because I've been prompting them so many times with the mic. Okay, I'll go ahead and
Wow.
do that as Mensa speaks.
Okay, and Ayo, it is mekatilili wa menza, si mekatilili meza. Ayo, you've heard me, my brother.
Nimesema menza. Wewe. I said menza.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm Mansa Musa. You remember the guy called Mansa Musa, the king of Mali during the Trans-Saharan trade or whatever. Leave about that. Everybody calls themselves names. So, first of all, thank you, KOT, for taking me up and grab the mic. And thank you for hosting this. And thank you, Kenyan lady, as well. First of all, I'm deeply saddened by the loss that has befallen upon our fallen heroes. Mungu awalaze mahali mzuri peponi. Sasa mimi the reason as to why I've taken the mic, there is a very sad story I want to share. It is not shared anywhere. We have tried reaching out to the government to tell them these stories. Hakuna mtu anasikiza. It's really so sad. Kuna cohort ya healthcare workers walichukuliwa during the COVID time. They were around 8,700. They are working up to now. Those people are taken on contract for 3 good years. Now, after taking them for 3 years, the contract lapsed. They have been taken again for 3 more years. But because of I don't know, some kuna venye PSC ilisema wacha wapewe 1 year. Hiyo 1 year sasa imeisha, and then wameongezewa tena another year. Now, the story is not about the contract. The story is kulikuwa na COVID. Wase walikuwa na shida. Watu walikuwa nakaa nyumbani. These cohorts were taken to respond to this COVID. Someone in the same hospital, working in the same condition, in the same environment, with the same qualification, is taking double of them in terms of salary. It's really sad. It's like kutuambia Peter Salasi achukue 200,000. What do I say? Another some certain MP, like let's say Babu Wino, achukue 1 million. They say they serve the same purpose. Now it's a very sad story. These people have gone to court. I mean, they have gone to the parliament several times. Wamepeleka petitions. No one is listening. That's why we say this government is so arrogant. And it's, by the way, very arrogant, because when these people talk, sijui mko na pressure mingi, kuna kitu mnafanya. Funny enough, watu wengi walikufa juu ya COVID. The same people, kuna watu walipoteza maisha juu ya COVID. Walichukuliwa juu ya COVID. They were in the front fighting for this COVID. The sad story, kulikuwa na msichana among those. I even have kuna karatasi aliandika, she committed suicide together with her kid. It's so sad. The same government is not listening. They are talking about JSS wenye wamekuwa on internship for 1 year. These are people who are serving 6 years on contract that is punitive. It is against the law. Hakuna venye, okay, hakuna watu wanaongelea sana. That's why maybe wanafinywa. So we really do not understand what this government wants. And that's why most of us say Nakhumicha must go. It's not just Nakhumicha. Kuna a whole lot of things. Hii kitu inaitwa COG yenye inakuwa headed na Waiguru. Waiguru, anytime these people go to her, anawaambia msiniletee, nyinyi ni watu wa national government. Like, hatuwaelewi hii government. What does this government really want? In case of anything, people wanarushwa. Kuna time nakumbuka Alfred Mutua alisema, I wonder with government, because when a paper is on a table, inahitaji signature ya mtu fulani, ndo hiyo kitu ifanyike. Mtu analipwa pesa kukua kwa hiyo ofisi, ataangalia file fulani enye maybe angesign, vitu zingefanyika, atawacha hapo na naende zake, sijui angoje, sijui siku ngapi, sijui wiki ngapi ndo afanye hiyo kazi. These are some of the things we need to change in this country. It should not be happening. So we are really in a very bad state as a Kenya, as a nation. The second thing I would like to add is, tumeona video ya mtu anaitwa Farah Maalim inatembezwa akiongelea mambo ya angeua watu. Who is he? Who does he think he is? Like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, unaua watu kwani watu ni birds or something yenye unaona tu lazima uwaue? I think this guy, according to how he spoke, that is very violent. And as a movement, the Gen Z millennials, we should not stop about that. We should address it. Because mi ni Muislamu, mi ni Msomali, kuna wase mahali fulani maybe watafikiria maybe huyu jamaa anaongelelewa.
Si ati tulikuwa tunamchukia, we were waiting for this to happen. So basically, let's sit down and think what we want. But kama uendi maandamano kakangu, nyinyi ndo watu mnaangusha hii country chini, nyinyi ndo watu mtarudi kuturudisha chini. I'm very angry to hear mtu wako Kenya na amelala kwake peacefully, na bado utaenda Monday kuan 20,000 kwa ofisi. That is so bad. That is so sad. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Those are very, very heartfelt submissions. Now, we've added a couple more people. Please raise up your hands as I try to respond on this leadership phenomenon. Now, imesemezeka kwanza kwamba hatuna strategy. There is a clear strategy with this movement. If you look at the way we have moved, if you look at the way how this Gen Z movement has sucked in everybody, that's already a strategy. When it started, it was just our, the young people. Yes, I was attending meetings. I was doing this and that, looking, okay, hapa hivi tukiwa America, what can we do? And we did what we did. But then one of the strategy that this movement has done, it has sucked every corner of our country, every corner of generations, everyone. Paka shosho right now, when they go to churches, they are like, what not? I'm from Kikuyu land, so I'm about to like speak some words, from my my end. But what I'm saying is, this movement, the way it has moved organically, its strategy has made it. Much as it is not documented, everybody has been sucked into it. The second thing about our strategy is that it has been able to address what is urgent. Nobody has actually laid down. Kesho, you know what I'm saying? There's no actually clear like a 7-book with a leader every day waking up with a PowerPoint presenting, making all these presentations. No. But this as a movement knows what is urgent for them. Number one was the finance bill, ikaondoka. Number mbili ilikuwa IABC, ikaondoka, at the backdrop of a system that is ailing. So what we are doing is we are trying to fix the problems that are urgent before we can fix the problem of the system. And everything is falling into place. That is a strategy. That is an unspoken about strategy. And then let's go to, oh, there was nobody to condemn this. There was nobody to condemn that. Let me tell you, Raila hata hakumaliza kuongea. By the time he was completing that sentence, everybody in the movement was on social media condemning those statements. So it's either some of us probably are not following, either we don't understand the situation we are in as a country, but this movement is put together. This movement is together 100%. The other thing I want to mention is the disorganization that you're talking about. That is very, very important. And it's a form of strategy. When we have people sleeping out, trying to get into Afia House, because that's an emergency. We need our teachers posted. We need our doctors posted. Right? That's why they were at Afia Center. On the other end, we have another group doing something else. And, on Thursday, all of us come together and air everything. Guess what it's doing? We want to incapacitate the person who is at strength right now, who is our government. Our president had put in a front to the rest of the world. The way he's so strong, the way his country is so together, the way he is so Africa Kwanza, endo mtetezi wa Africa. But then when we release all these things, every corner, there's the Afia Center, there's the teachers, there's the the bill, there's this, there's that. It has given him a very, very poor picture to the rest of the world. And I am telling you, in no time, all these bodies that are not on our side right now, Akina World Bank, Akina IMF, we don't know who to go to. They cannot speak our language, but eventually they will be. Because what we have done is what men like to call emasculating. We are emasculating a system and its leader. Please go ahead, Mr. Let's see, Solo. And then Solo will be followed by Mr. Catch. Alafu utafuatwa na naona mtu mwingine hapa ameinua mkono. George. In that order. Go ahead, Solo.
All right. So
just a minute.
You guys are hearing me? Oh, okay.
So Solo, just a minute. I think Afro, you have a watch, so we need to do some timing here because a lot of people really want to speak on this space. Unfortunately, some are taking even more than 5 to 10 minutes, and I have a lot of requests in my DM. So it will be good if we can give each person at least 2 to 3 minutes. They go down, we bring others up here. So let us have that order. It will be okay.
All right, let me take my 3 minutes. So about I don't understand what the issue of this leadership is all about. This movement, our leader is Jacob Juma. Most of his tweets are out there. If they want to find who our leader is, that is who our leader is. I love what the lady before me just said is we need to move in 1,000 directions because this guy has been shuttling the world, flying all over the place. The fact that he is seated at home saizi anatafuta njia ya solve our problem is a win. We don't need more than that. We need lawyers to go to this, whatever they call the high court to sit there. We need doctors to go to the MOH to occupy there. We need teachers. We need all these routes. The next, we will go to the City Hall. We need to go to all these places combined every time. And then we should have mother of all meetings that we go show them that we want all those things solved. Another thing which this thing has brought is when we don't have a leader, like one of the speakers has said, they don't know who to go to. The World Bank has no idea who to talk to. They don't trust this our leader, whoever the Ruto is, because They don't know. They're talking to him, but they don't know whether he's going to be there or not. So please, let's remain leaderless if what that is what they mean. But our strategy is up to us, not up to them. What we've done, we've achieved so much. They are listening to us and they are doing things, but they are not doing things the quicker way that we want. Tunataka hiyo pesa yenye imetoka kwa ofisi ya mke wa Mdavadi, mke wa Gashagwa, mke wa Ruto. Where did that money go? Wameitoa wakairudisha kwa treasury ama did it go diverted somewhere? We have a lot of teachers who can be employed. Please divert that money to somewhere where we can see. Tuseme hata kama ni mwaka moja watoto wamesoma bure, hiyo pesa imechukuliwa imepelekwa wamesoma huko bure. Once we're done with these guys, there's a lot of rot. We will go to the governors. Those are even the worst. They are the worst, but we have to go step by step. So kila mtu akija hapa, hawa watu kwanza wanafikiria ni hao watu wa NIS. Usione kwamba ni rafiki yako kwamba hawezi kuwa NIS. Ndio wanatumwa wanakuja, hebu enda ukaseme hii hapo, utafute leader. Leader wa nini? Wewe unatoka kwako unaenda maandamano, wewe naenda. Kama utaki kuenda, kuna msira inaendelea, wewe watch soka, ukae huko, tutakwambia, tutakutumia screenshot za kule tulikuwa na tumerudi. Wenye tutakufa, it is okay. I like the way we treated Baba. I respect him so much. I've supported him for so many years. But time has come, he has to let us deal na hii rot once and for all. Kwa sababu yeye akinunuliwa, anaenda kukaa kimya. The worst thing that has happened to us, yenye nashindwa kuelewa hata what Baba sometimes thinks. Juzi tu huyu Ruto alikuwa na pull people from Kisumu, anawatoa kwa nyumba, anapiga na rungu, anavunja watoto wa watu wengi, has been buried. Na leo hii anaenda kusema ati twende tukakae with dialogue. Dialogue what? Nini ajui? Yani these people does not work in Nairobi, waone vile Nairobi ni kuchafu. Hawaendi Kisumu, hawaendi Thika, hawaendi wapi, waoni yani the system is broken. What kind of world does these people live in? I don't sielewi. Lakini hawaelewi, so we will go step by step mpaka watuelewe what do we want as a people. Kuna mahali tunataka kuenda and they know, lakini hawataki kwenda huko kwa sababu kwenda huko inawanyima zile mambo ya ufisadi na corruption na nini inazuiliwa. So let's remain leaderless, let's remain focused, and let's remain tribeless, and that is my submission. Thank you.
Asante sana. George?
Hi guys.
I think I was next. Oh, is it?
No,
It
it
was
was,
solo.
Okay.
yeah,
I can go ahead and solo. You're gonna follow back.
oh yeah,
Okay.
it's the two of you, Kat and George. Asante.
Yeah. So my point is I want to give some opinions here regarding our leadership. First thing, me naona like we need to do away with these political parties because ukiangalia nowadays, I know there are people who fought for this multi-party democracy, but as the time goes by, it has lost its meaning because ukiangalia imekuwa kama tribal cocoons ndio wamechukua hizi political parties, like no one else will ever come to shine with that political party. So for instance, if you go to maybe Eastern, unaona tu Kalonzo na Wiper yake. If you go to Nyanza, Raila. If you go to maybe Central and Rift Valley, you see UDA. What if we do away with these political parties? We'll have independent legislature. Mtu akiingia anaingia ka independent. So your brain is not taken by the party. You think as your own. And then during elections, ukienda pale kuvote, you are not voting someone because he belongs to a certain party within that area. You are voting a person because of his agenda or whatever he needs to do as a person. So come as you are, without a party, tell us what you got, then we vote for you, or we put you on the trash, including the presidency. Hii maneno ya kuja na party, I feel like ndio imeinfiltrate hii maneno yote tunaongelea. Hata hii finance bill, kama aguge kuwa na party yoyote, ati mtu anatoa orders, you must do this. It could be very simple. If people say no, watu wanaenda tu wana vote no, depending with their own brains. So that was my first point. Second point, it's about qualification. I don't know whether the qualification of CASs and all those appointments zenye naonanga government ikipeana, whether there are some qualifications need to be there. For instance, yes, it's like ukiangalia some ministries, unauliza what are the qualifications to be a finance minister? What are the qualifications to be maybe energy minister? You know, I feel like you're supposed to be in that area for you to qualify to be a CS because you understand more about that profession. So that's something we need to check because all these CSs must go home. Third thing is about corruption. Niliona like when Ruto and Gachagua were elected, they came yapping, oh, we found empty coffers. Okay, we found empty coffers. So it means the money was looted from the government. So it's like you are telling us, you know, the thieves. What have you done to recover that money? Because it's like you are intending, like the thieves who are from the previous government. Have you arrested them? Have you recovered the money? And then now you come and tell us here, we need to pay loans. Why do you have to pay loans? And very well you told us the money was stolen. You need to recover that money to pay off your loans. There's no way you can pay loans, and yet we know the money was stolen. That can't work. So he needs dialogue, but the dialogue he won't. I don't know which kind of dialogue he needs because at the end of the day, he knows what's easy to do. At the end of the day, I don't think like he's ready to solve anything. If you are calling for dialogue and you know what you need to do, I think you are not going to solve anything. And the best way is to get out and pave way for another person to come. So that's all I got. Thank you for that, speaker. Bye.
Thank you, Cole. Um, Mr. Catch, sorry.
Yes, yes, yes.
Community. Okay.
Salamu kila mtu. If you get greetings from me, just raise up your hand or clap or thumbs up. Greetings and thank the Almighty God for keeping all of us safe. And I'm back to this space. I am the only Mr. Catch, and I'm very happy, extremely happy on a couple of things. One, on the speakers who have spoken here. Tumeongea kwa sauti moja. There is a slogan and it's being underrated, but I think it's a very important slogan. And those three words, those words should be, kila mtu aprint aweke hapo mbele. It's saying, drain the swamp. Drain the swamp. And I want to dig deeper into why draining the swamp is the topmost priority kwanza. Because me, I grew up in Kenya. Nimesumbuka. I had 6 talk hapo, nyumba ya one room. I lived in Kayole, Soweto. I struggled. We couldn't get fees to go to school. My mother had to do business of sugarcane and do all these kind of things. And by the time I was a straight A student. By the time I was leaving high school, I was shipped to Nairobi. I started walking around industrial area, kugonga magate, nipatie kazi ya kibarua, and so on and so forth. But if you look at what was happening, was that there is a systematic corruption, bad governance, and blatant disregard for constitution. Imagine, let me give you an example. A conman anakuja Nairobi, comes up with this fake, I don't know, things, either is atakusaidia kutafuta job, mwingine sijui in church. This young man anashikwa. Kwanza before ashikwe, amepata what they call anticipatory bail. Yeah, anticipatory bail, I've never seen any country in the world yenye mtu anakimbia kwa court kusema anticipatory bail. You know? Tell me which country yenye mtu you are corrupt, umechukua pesa ya youths are struggling, unawakon na before ushikwe, before you face the law, wewe uko na anticipatory bail, na hiyo pesa umeiba, you have 100 million shillings in your account, umelipa lawyers, ukienda kwa court uko na 15 lawyers, wote ni wakora, judge ni mkora. Where do you want the youth to go? Drain the swamp. Drain this swamp. Mukishamaliza kudrain the swamp, tukimaliza hiyo, we'll talk about something else. So I want to stick with that point of draining the swamp. But this reminds me, watu nijua kwa hii space, I like borrowing from war history because I'm a war historian. Sometime in 1941, there was a conference that brought together some big powers. FDR or US was there, Churchill was there, and a few others. And they were planning and saying that kuna some countries that had bad habits because they were told some things in 1918 around the First World War, and they were still repeating. They were called repeat offenders. And they came up with one strategy. And that strategy was called, so there are different strategies. There's one called German first, where they'll deal with Germany kwanza, wakimaliza Germany, wakuja watafute Japan. Of course, Italy ilikuwa na Mussolini, they had to deal with that. But the point of my story is they coined the word unconditional surrender. So Mutembei, you can go read about unconditional surrender. These countries could not believe it. They wanted some sort of conditions. So wanataka ati, war ikiisha, sijui tupatiwe hii, because also around that time kulikuwa na colonials, watu walikuwa wanagawana ma countries, mwingine anataka mlibakishie Taiwan, mwingine anataka wakaambia hapana. We are gonna hammer you, tutawalima unconditional. Ile yenye there is no way. Amtoki, tunawalima paka tuwamalize, And if you look at Drain the Swamp, is about sticking to the fact that saizi, we must remove all the wamesumbua watu for years. I mean, we've just talked about Agwambo saizi. Agwambo amekuwa hapo miaka na miaka na miaka. Ako ndani ya swamp himself. Right? I mean, I respect him vile jamaa mwingine amesema hapo. We respect him, kuna some little whatever, lakini ameingia kwa swamp. Na ukiingia kwa swamp tunakudrain. So let us stick to the point. Anyone aingize kwa hiyo swamp, mwenye ameingia kwa swamp, awakwa drained kwanza. And then we come to part 2, which is how do we rebuild after tumedrain swamp. Hii swamp tunaileta maji safi, how do we make it clean? How do we put some fish sasa zikuwe na afya, lakini saizi swamp ni dirty, inanuka, iko na matope. Hiyo swamp, the only thing you can do, drain the swamp. So that's my first submission for now, and I'll stay here, and maybe later on, I'll if I'm given opportunity, I'll come back. I want to give time to my other speakers. Asanteni sana.
Thank you. Next speaker, please go ahead. He's not coming up. Let's raise up our hands then when you wako kwa speaker panel. But I think almost all of us have spoken, correct? So we can drop you and add others ama nyi wenyewe muondoke ndio tuongeze wengine. Anybody inside the panel that wants to say something?
Okay, I'm just reading a comment here from Kasera Jr., who says, Mr. Cash, drain the sewage. This current leadership needs sewage, not even a swamp.
Speakers, inueni mkono, Chairman. I can't see any hands up. Let's see. Mansa, are you trying to raise your hand? Ama watu wamelala wakiwa kwa panel?
Yeah, no, I'm here.
I just came back because KOT Sonko, thank you, was reading a comment and he called me out. I just dropped off the speaker panel. But ni ukweli, sewage, matope, iko na takataka huko ndani, that hiyo swamp imekorogwa, iko na chemicals huko ndani, like hata it's even better than sewage, pengine ni cleaner than hii swamp, right? So thank you Sonko, and your comment imekuja hapo, but we need to drain hii kitu, and I think isikuwe drain na tap moja. We need like inakuwa drained by all sides. Actually, one of the speakers said that we need to have there should be like 1,000 directions. I agree. Hii swamp to drain it faster, musiweke pipe moja, toboa holes or everywhere, drain mara moja together, ndo itoke na hizo matope mafi nini, weka kila kitu kwa ndani. I mean guys, everyone weka kila kitu kwa hiyo, whatever is bad iko kwa hiyo swamp, and we need to drain that swamp. So thank you, host, and for the comments and feedback. I'll give others space pia waonge, so I'll drop off. I'll go to listener side. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and add more people. Anybody on the panel can speak as I add. Now, environmental activism, and then Moses OJ. I have been trying to add you. I have sent you a request if you guys can check your DM. For some reason, I'm not able to directly add you. But somebody go ahead and speak. I think the the political auditor. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't know whether you can hear me. Somebody confirm that.
Tunakusikia.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, I have some views. I don't know whether I'll be getting out of lane or I'll still be on track. But looking at today's yesterday's events and cover one by one, I took time and really went through the IBC thing, and they had edited 11 clauses to be specific, and I don't know how the whole thing is playing right now, because looking at this poster shared by Professor, the GenZ backlash, we are looking. I tried to look at what is Raila trying to do here. Raila and these shitty people, what are they really trying to do? Is it coming back on us? Is it trying to side to form a coalition, a handshake government yenye iko chini ya maji? Because in which country do the opposition share the same table drinking tea with the government? It's like Kenya doesn't have an opposition anymore. Looking at that bill, we are going to be played, guys. And all through, I'm always praying, and I'm always urging guys around me that, guys, we need to have voting cards with us, because many youths don't have these voting equipment. We just have IDs, and that's all. Nobody wants to go and queue in those long queues to see whether they can be able to vote in somebody, because whatever Ruto is doing right now, whatever direction he is taking, he is pocketing all people around him to ensure that he remains in power no matter what is going to happen. So let us not give a shitty ear to this particular person called Raila anymore, because Raila is going to shit us up. He has cheated us up before. He did so during Kibaki's regime. He was supposed to take power, but he refused. He went ahead and did a handshake in 2007 after Kofi Annan came. Okay, it went ahead. What happened later on? He dined on the same table again with Uhuru Kenyatta. After getting into government, Raila literally went quiet. That one not forgotten. The same thing is now happening with His Excellency, as claimed William Samoei Ruto. Raila is going to shit on us again, and I think this man should go home early enough before he dies, because he's going to die trying to get what he doesn't deserve. Raila no longer deserves to be a president of Kenya, because he is greedy. We have seen it out. So Ruto must go. Indeed. Let us not quit fighting. That's my desire. I don't know whether I've gotten out, but guys, there's a great game being played here, and I don't know. Ruto is just a malicious person, and he's going to work it out, and he's going to do every single thing possible to ensure he gets back on that seat.
Thank you so much for your submission. Environmentala and OJ nimewatumia. Moses OJ, angalia inbox. Environmentala, angalia inbox. Nimewatumia link. Otherwise, keep the conversation going. I hope kwa panel hatujalala. Nimeondoa watu kadhaa But Otile, let me see. Otieno Brian, ongea na sisi tafadhali.
Okay, habari ya jioni.
Njema.
Okay, a lot has been said, and from where I stand, I've been here before. I've told you guys I'm working on a project to bring these rogue leaders to account, and I'm almost there. I'm done with the servers. Now you have to work on the servers. Then you have to find the user interface developer. Actually, we are going somewhere. We're somewhere. So. I wanted to talk about the opposition, Manzi. As we stand, as the look of things, we lack opposition. And as the Gen Zs, I think it's high time we put the government on toes. It's like the opposition failed to play their part, to play their role in this government. And that's why you find that these guys are just doing things according to their thoughts. Yeah. So if like we wake up today, we are seeing the opposition government. Okay, the opposition alliance is on the red carpet taking photos. So it's like we are left to the dogs. The country is left to the dogs. So nobody is to hold them to account. So we have to we have to take our stand. You know, it was first they asked for 100 representatives, and now they asked for 50. So I don't know, when it comes to the dialogue, maybe they'll cut it to 25. But then I don't think it's the right thing to do. I mean, what are we even having dialogue on? I mean, is this, okay, the coalition that took the oath of office, is it that they don't know what to do? Is it that our protests have been falling on deaf ears, or is it that they are blind? What have we not said that we need to sit with them on the table to talk? We've seen the dialogue happen with the opposition, they absorb them. After they absorb them, we remain there like we were fighting a common goal at first, but then after the opposition is absorbed, sisi wananchi ndo tunabaki, nowhere to run to. I think even these other MPs, they've been riding on this Odinga's back. So I think it's high time he retired. Okay, not on a bad note, or not angry about it, but it's just prudent to ask him that he retires. He has accepted the dialogue, but then I don't think we need dialogue. There is no dialogue. Do we need dialogue to ask for justice for the fallen heroes and armored people who are fighting for their rights? Do we really need dialogue to tell them to clean the offices? I mean, to do their work. I've seen Murkomen tag the projects, the 3 projects under his profile, and I looked at that, and as a citizen of this country, I feel like I'm left alone. No. And I know I'm not the only one. So the fact that we've come ahead, we've come from the forefront, we've bashed him. So he's on the limelight. That's when he's tagging the projects. In fact, these projects are not even his. So these guys should come to account. Like, we should stay leaderless. We should not go to that table. I don't think there is anything new we are going to discuss, because we've seen before somebody hosted the space with the president. He was absorbed. He's nowhere to be seen. So what if we say, okay, they want 50 leaders. So how are we distributing these leaders? They're saying 47 from the 47 counties. Then those other ones are people with disabilities. This is such a small group of people, because they will easily manipulate them. You know, when we want to talk as the Gen Zs, I think we are so many than, okay, we cannot be represented by the 50 people. I don't think dialogue is the way to go. And I asked you guys, these government bloggers and okay, those that are spreading propaganda about the government, let's not give them attention. Watch our tweet, let them tweet, just see their posts and move. You know, when you give them attention, they try to stir up things. Unaona, wako na kiburi na they don't know that we don't fear anybody. As somebody said the other day, somebody here only fears fear itself. So why should we accept to be gathered as one voice? Then one person is selected amongst us, goes behind the curtains, apewe chai pale State House. I know it's been the dream of many of us to get the State House, but sasa mtu akienda pale State House apewe chai, apewe brown envelope, then akuje agawane na maybe the close friends. Will our needs have been met? No. So hiyo story ya dialogue, me I don't see. Dialogue has never helped this country in any way, in any given way. Every time we see dialogue is there tabled, handshake is seen. They just changed the names. It was handshake, now it is bipartisan talk, now it is something. We are involving the Gen Zs. I don't think it's the right way to go. So I am on the final stages with the project. I'll still ask that you guys follow me so that when I start pushing for the agenda, at least it will be heard. Because it is not my own project. It is our project, you know. And if after I'm done with it, I will push it. You guys will vote it. If you find that it's fit to run, we can start it. We can test it, and then advocate for its absorption by the government. So I would be asking for ideas of what to add or what not to, or what to remove from the project, and then I think we'll be good to go. For this night, I just ask you guys, let's stand on the opposition. Let's be the opposition. You know, the functions of the opposition is to keep the government on toes. We have to see this project set and running. We just don't want to see, we just don't want to hear words or dialogues or what. No, we don't want to see these things. We have to demand for justice for the dead. We have to demand that these corrupt officials are done away with. No, no. That's the only way we can move. So anybody that is in for the dialogue, weenda tu peke yako, tutakupata, tutakusalimia, ama utaenda Zanzibar, see your friend is there, Otero, utamfuata ni sawa. But then, as things stand, let's be on the opposition. I think it's the best way to make the government perform. So thank you guys, and you have a good night.
Thank you, and good luck with that. What you're preparing for us, I know it's gonna be excellent. So I think I have added. Is it Moinamo? I think I've added Moinamo. Anybody that I have added, you can raise up your hands kindly so that you can speak. This is showing that I have 3 speakers. Afrocentric, unaweza tuambia chochote. So I've been sending invites to your inboxes, but you're not accepting because I dropped almost everybody so I can get this the space. Lakini hamuongei, sijui mmelala. Kotsonko,
Yeah,
sijui tufunge, unadhani vipi?
yeah, hata mimi naona ni kama tufunge because there are no people here who wants to talk and share their views, but kama kunaye then when it text DM I'll be sharing with them the link to the microphone. You know, most of you najaribu kuwatumia hiyo link, then munasema you are already on the space. That link yenye natuma hapo DM, it means when you click that link you automatically become a speaker.
Become a speaker, yeah. So Afro, tell us something. Michael, I think I just added you. Michael Mwenamo.
Yes.
I just added you. Do you want to say something? Unanisikia?
Nakusikia vizuri sana.
Haya, karibu.
Asante. I'm against the Raila, especially when they come together to form dialogues that are going to harm Kenyans, especially for us, the GenZs, because whatever they are going to dialogue about, we've aired these views and everyone knows what we actually need. We need to address the issue of corruption first, especially in the government. They were supposed to start by first firing the ministers that we said kwanza ndio wakuja kwa hizi mambo zao za dialogue. So instead of doing that, they're busy going to create spaces for themselves in government so that they can continue making life difficult for us, whereas they're earning money from our taxes. So we are very much against, and we are calling upon all Kenyans to hold hands together, especially with the GenZs, tupigane na hii watu wakora, tuwatoe wote waende nyumbani, then we can come in and form a new government. Thank you.
Asante, asante, asante. Go ahead, Ismail.
Hi everyone. Mbonga vipi? Nimekutafuta sana bwana.
Niko poa bwana. Normally umenizoea kunipata WhatsApp bwana. Huko tulitoka, nowadays we are here on X. So yeah, every time ukitaka kunitafuta kuja hapa X. Now of course you guys, you need to know that this space is being broadcasted on YouTube with several media outlets. So yeah, we are massive na pia I've tried to broadcast it live on TikTok. So sio lazima mtu ukuwe na X ndio uweze kufuatilia. So those guys who are watching us live from YouTube, tunasema asante sana, keep tuning in, na pia kama mnataka ku air out your views, you can always request for the link, you come up here on X, then you share your views. Otherwise, let's continue. Ismail, back to you.
Thank you, Mabonga. Still on you. Please, I need actually to appear on your space almost every time. Manze, upande yangu mambo ni pabaya sana. Sumona Faramali vile amechoma picha, and still I have some stupid Somali guys coming up and defending him. What I see, Tamu Rex, Evans, and those guys who died wakati tuko kwa demo, it's very hurting. So it doesn't matter who speaks nonsense, whoever speaks nonsense, we are going to deal with him or her. That's why on my TL nilisema nikimpata msikiti, I will alert you guys. Mkuja mchangamkio kwa sababu on our side still Somalia has a problem. As my committee, I'm sorry to say this, kama wako hapo wengine, you guys must understand that's why Somalia is not stable for the last 30 something years, because people value tribal than their own welfare, the whole country. And that nonsense has been, introduced up Kenya. Will not allow that. I was wondering, Farah Maalim was talking in a hotel where was a launching of a book. It means he was actually talking to elites, a Kenyan elites, people who have studied from class 1 up to university. To an extent, they are going to write a book in this country, and then you just sit there listening to somebody saying that manze, you are supposed to kill 5,000 GenZs per day. Kwa sisi tumekuwa data bundles tunanyonyo kama safari kwa 5,000. That guy is so shameless, he's so reckless, na ana adabu. Na anasema sisi tumelelewa na pesa za ill-gotten money, ill-gotten wealth. Who doesn't know Farah Maalim? Bilal fucking, he has eaten this country to death. Amekula pesa ya Somalia, Djibouti. Kwanza looting yake, it's beyond even this country. And actually, mukimona, huyu mtu mnafaa kugonga kabisa mali mtamona. Mimi I lot spam even if I see in the mosque. Because the mosque is very, they have taken their stand on this issue, a demonstration of GenZs. Last Friday, maybe I'll be sharing the one of the Halinga Mosque. The Sheikh was very clear on this. Na wamesema, They cannot side with with the oppressors. That's what they are going to, that's what you are supporting. So Farah Maalim, huyo mzee, I think is getting confused, na natakana aambiwe ukweli, na si kuambiwa na mdomo, agongwe ndo aelewe. So Mabonga, please, I actually nahitaji sana on your space because I need to educate people on these things. Nobody hapa, hakuna mtu tunaheshimu. Kama ni hata Raila tutaangusha, tutarusha na mkono anguke avunjikie huko. We are not respecting anybody because we have lost over 40 people. My friend, if your uncle or your sponsor is more important than those 40 lives, to hell with you. Hatutabembeleza mtu yote kwa space. Sisi tunaendea Zakayo bana. Anybody in between hapa tutakanyanga kama choo. We are not respecting anyone on this. Anybody try to negotiate with this government at this juncture, ajue ule takataka alinyang'anywa bibi na Juliani anaitwa nani, ule wa foreign affairs, ati damu iko kwa mkono wetu. Sasa mwenye atajaribu ku negotiate na hii serikali ama anybody who is speaking on behalf of this government, ajue damu ya wale watu 41 42 including the 12 years young boy from Rongai, hiyo damu iko kwa mkono yao. Anybody try to negotiate, anytime you think of supporting this idea of dialogue and this nonsense, just know manze, iko mtu sahi room yake ni empty, is in the cold room, wengine are ready to weka 6 feet. Every day we are barring people bwana. Hata muna shame, people are talking about dialogue. Na mimi naona hii ni upuzi, wanajua we are not buying, but they are trying to divert our attention. Hii ni kudivert hii vitu yote hizi, kama huyu Farah Maalim ujinga anaongea. Today we have put more focus on Farah Maalim's statement. Huyo ilikuwa ni mtu tumtafute mahali yako na tukamsalimie vile inafaa, si ati mtu ambaye tunafaa kutweet hapa. Hiyo ilikuwa yani, mimi nilisali jamii yani saa 10 na saa 7. God is my witness, nisiamka asubuhi nilimtafuta na macho, ningemuona I could have alerted everybody, ningempiga kelele kama mwizi wa viatu, kwa sababu somebody has to be taught a lesson so that wajue. I have seen chungwa kwa TV leo amekonda na ni bado they have to. Hata tutakuwa tunatukanwa ati na tumepoteza watu bwana. Unajua saa hii we are mourning manze. Mimi nilikuwa kwa maandamano na every day maandamano hakuna mtu anifacilitate kwenda, I take myself. Juzi nikaenda kuprint t-shirt ya, and I always take their statement to print on my t-shirt, naenda nayo kwa street, wakisema sisi tunatumia kama hiyo ndio inakuwa kama nini yetu slogan, hiyo siku tunatumia. So somebody is asking me, who is facilitating you? I'm ambia this I buy it from my next mall ama kiosk to my home. Kenya flag is with me all the time, sikozagi natembeaga nayo, kukidhoka mimi natoa nje. So mambo na dialogue, hiyo kitu leo imenichoma manze, imeniharibia imeniharibia mood sana. So mimi naomba my request goes to those who are on this space. If you are a Somali, good, kaa hapo. Wale wengine, these are, Somalis, they have dominated this country. Tuko wengi, sikatai. Lakini I'm sorry to say this, majority of us think that Kenyan problem is not part of us. That's where we go wrong. People are in demonstration, wako sleep biashara yako. Very nice. Lakini don't undermine others. Don't undermine others. And whatever we are fighting for, hao ndo wanakuja kusupply. So kama nyinyi labda you have a way of maneuvering and manipulating the government, sisi wengine hatuna, we don't have. And nobody should be judging us by our tribe because that's not what defines us in this country. Mimi nimezaliwa hapa. Yani, throughout my life, I've grown with different people. Ambaye my brothers ni ule mtu akona mimi kwa maandamano. Ile siku tulipigwa na teargas mpaka siku ya kwanza siku inatulemea kidogo mpaka unashinda kupumua. You'll get a guy pale anakusaidia, anakupatia maji. You don't know this person, anakupatia mask. And that's brother. Manze kuja maandamano ndio ujue what this country means. Ule mtu hajakuja maandamano hawezi jua hata what is unity. Huwezi ukajua. This ukikuja ile maandamano unaonaga kukaa kwa nyumba, kumbe ulikuwa unafanya, you are betraying others. So sometimes nikikasirika hata nashinda kuongea People are dying bwana. Watu wanakufa and then asubuhi unapaka naitwa nini? Mtu anapigwa, mwanaume anapigwa makeup kama mwanamke, alafu unakuja kwa kamera unatuambia story ya dialogue. Uka dialogue na mama yako. Na ule mtu ambao unapenda kwa vitu vyako. Don't come dialogue on our behalf. They know what we want. They know what we are protesting for. They should go and apply. When wafuate hiyo sheria, wafanye hiyo kitu tunataka. Don't waste our money to go to bombers, my friend. Mtu unamdai pesa, then he's using your money to discuss how to pay your debts. Nonsense. We cancel that. That's our money. Tuko na watu kwa hospitali sahi, hawana miguu, wako kwa ICU, wengine wako kwa mochari, wengine wako kwa kaburi because of this process we are fighting for. Kindly just follow the law. Give us what we want. As citizens, we'll pay our tax. Show us what we are using. Pesa yetu tunatumia wapi? Tuonyeshe. Ule mtu atakuja kwa space hapa, hakuna kuitana mheshimiwa, tunampasha vile iko. Achukue aende naenda, akakufia kakasirikia mahali anaenda. That is it. Hii ujinga tunaita moja. Na ile kitu kingine, my friend, ujenge kwanza Robert Alai. Tupatane. Kelelesho hiyo ujinga hizo board na umeweka huko na jamaa wa Dimples, ati unatuwekea barabara Mazera Road, ati sijui Makwiny Road. Unatuwekea picha zako na ni pesa zetu. You cannot be decorating the road without pathways wenye watu hawezi tembelea, haina drainage, umemwaga lami alafu unatuwekea picha. Hizo picha pelekea mama yako. We don't need your pictures on our roads. We don't need. Na kutoka leo mtu asikubali area yake mtu aweke picha ya project. That's it. We just need the name of the company that's undertaking the project so that we can take them accountable. That is it. Story na mapicha waongoje nayo kwa siasa zao. So manze, nimeongea sana. I'll excuse the others to talk. Mabonga, please, I need a lot of time on your space. I need to teach my what do you call it? Majama wangu bana. Wananiangusha sana. Nataka kuongelesha sana. Kwanza uniweke hapo mahali yenye naweza ongelesha. Naweza wa invite. Na maze mufoleane and then you support this data so that you keep in touch. Hapo ndo mahali hatuna TV nyingine, TV zote zimenunuliwa. Ya wadosi. Sisi zetu ni akina Mabonga tu. So I thank you guys. Kama sitapata nafasi nyingine, have a good night. Thank you. Poleni kama nimekatika sana.
No. Don't apologize. Again, this is space. Hii inaitwa space. Hapa ndo tunaleta kila kitu kwa hii space. Itatoshea. Everything will fit in here. So, Kwach na Sultan, in that order. Tafadhali.
Okay, greetings to everyone. Mine, I'll start with Ismail because umeongea kitu touches my neighborhood about Kileleshwa. Me, I don't even remember all the watu naongea nao wote, no one I know voted for Lai. He's a fraud from day one. He's been hustling politicians to make a living. But that being said, what I'm going to tell Kenyans is it's now or never. Hii kitu tusipotoboa, mtu atakuwa tu Hitler. Like we have to boot him out. Nashangaa kuna watu wanaongea 2027. We don't have until 2027. Trust you me, this guy survives. See mind game anacheza cause even who's Raila even to speak. I respect him as a statesman. Alifanya party yake akashindwa. Guys come here, do their own stuff and then people regroup because it's now us versus them. Let's say the truth. I have Gen Zs, I have, what do we call them? There's another group coming, sijui nasikia ni Alpha. This is ile time ya wazazi wetu tulikuwa tunaingizwa box. I grew up in Moyera. I saw when Oko was killed. I guess I was in class 4. I just saw tear gas. I saw Koigi being arrested and everything. Like I was young, but I saw all that. Haikuwa rahisi. Now we have a generation that's not even scared of the cops. I used to see tear gas. I'm like, oh, I'm done. We see the elite. They come in, like kuna ile siku Ichunga was even saying like, oh, Gen Z wanashika sijui iPhone. Like how they want us to grow like we depend on them, because even Gen Zs, they make more money than their parents. We have kids who even make more money than their parents, but they decided enough is enough. Let's take back our damn country. History ya kusugarcoat kitu kila sati. Oh, Raila time up. Hawa watu wote walikuwa wamekaa pale like our problem was in one picture. As Kenyans, like it's now or never. Because me, Faramali, may God even forgive him. Ile hasira nilisikia akiongea kitu and then anakuja kutuambia imekuwa edited. Like, wametubeba aje? The guy spoke well. Hakuna kitu, cut and paste. Okay, cut and paste and then check the video well. Kiari ni KJ alituambia ile siku ati sijui GenZ na edit vitu ati is done everything. Come on, we are way past that. The train left the station. All I'm gonna tell fellow Kenyans is it's now or never. The train has left. Boss, we have to push them out. 2027, kwanza tufai kuongea story ya 2027. We give this guy mileage, we are fucked up. Trust you me, our country sema limefika like it's now or never. This guy breathes vizuri tu atoboy inoma cause we've stressed him to a point he's not even traveled. Anashangaa like he's stuck at home. He's not even comfortable. Trust you me. Angalia body language. Ismail amesema ati ichungu amekonda jakonda. We have to inject and push. Hii raha hata kuingia kwanza, they've even made it easy. They're all going home. And when I say they're all going home, when a government falls, inabeba kila mtu, fagia mpaka parliament. People who clapped Sifuna, me, I don't have issues. If kuna wale wanamsupport, that's them. Dude voted for that bill, conflict of interest, and then wanakuja kutumind twist up. Like, we are no longer playing child's play like, oh, read the bill. Come on, we have everything online. We check how people vote. Gen Z, people have phones. Every information in it. That's why me, I no longer trust Githeri Media. Why should I? I'll come online, I get news on the ground. What I insist, Kenyans, it's our time, it's now or never. Everyone listening to this message, push these guys out. No one should survive. Ata MP ati, I saw another Western MP telling guys, oh, forget CDF. Why hold me hostage? It's my money. Why should you tell me, oh, nawaletea barabara? I pay for the fucking road. They've programmed, wanafikiria I'm not my ancestor, ama sijui my dad, vile walikuwa na reason. That's way too different. I know I'm paying taxes. Let my fucking taxes work for me. Why am I paying taxes then? Yo barabara, it's not even a favor. But unaona kwa village, Dindinyoro now paid local villagers to be received like a hero. Sijui obvious 200. I saw another fool giving guys unga ugali. No, we are way past that. And then now we redeem our wazazi wetu pia and sijui relatives in the village. Ukiona anaenda kuvote viujinga, take their ID. We don't need them to vote. By the way, ukishajua tu your dad or relative will vote viujinga, take that ID. They are not allowed to vote. Because we are in a mess. They are all down, watu wanaenda kudai, like they know they are done, and then who's gonna be paying all this bullshit? IMF wanakama wanatupeleka mbio. So me, what I'll encourage Kenyans, soldier on. I know I'm far. I wish I was home, but I'm with you guys in spirit and everything. Let's push it. Hii mtu kuniambia ati sijui Gen Z, their phones, they are being sponsored by sijui which foreign elements? This guy is even asshole on their own. Me, I didn't even know nothing about. Leo nilikuwa nauliza, forgive my ignorance. Hii kitu wanasema tap tap. I'm old school. Sijui ya TikTok. I didn't even know that sijui the movies you get, like you make something out of it. I don't know, to be honest. But the hustle people are like more enlightened, and then fossils go sit down. Hiyo rika ya Tuoli, Raila, they're all done. 60 years, just retire, go. Ukiapply sijui ID, good conduct, you have to wait for months, years. States, you apply for your passport, unaenda post office. We had a good project called sijui ni Huduma Center. Hizo ndio vitu wangeforce, like make it function. I don't have to go to the immigration. So let's just focus, fight on, cause it's now or never. The soul of our country depends on us. Raila, let him go. We don't care about him. He's done. He's a wasted bullet. Ruto should just park. Faramalim, to him, what he said, all I'll say, may God forgive him. Because ile asira niko nayo, I can't even talk. I was even shaking. Kill 5,000 kids every day, like how? That their parents stole. Who stole? Those kids, ukiangalia kwa street, for real, come on. Watu wanajitolea, watu wanajituma. Kenyans for Kenya. They even know, like Kenyans for Kenya, we always come through for one another. And then someone wants to hijack. So Raila coming there, no. But that's my 2 cents. I'm pissed off, to be honest. But yeah, that's me. I'm done.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Mkenya, wanisikia?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. And then
Thank you.
Sultan, you had put your hand down. So Mkenya and then Sultan, you know, you will follow.
Thank you so much. And good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My points are based on two things. And one of the points that pissed me so much is on professionalism. Because, for example, if I talk of CS, it have been so politicized that you'll see, for example, let me use an agriculture as an example. An agricultural CS is not even based on, even doesn't have a clue of what farming or either of the projects are. Then he is given the mandate to reorganize or to have that project on his head or her head. My problem is on the issue of corruption. How will that CS able to man or able to utilize his or her power against those corrupt subordinates? That's bring to my attention that even if we are dealing with this forum, and I'm very ready, and of course I do follow up every day. But I fail to understand why a CS could be given a docket where maybe let me just interpret in this way. Maybe me, I'm very good in electrical. When you give me a field of farming, I'm not able even to utilize. Those are the challenges that we are facing, and yet we create a different organization called anti-corruption. I don't see the need. So I appreciate this forum, and I appreciate being in this space. And I would like us to have that what we call sanitizing. We sanitize these institutions. After we sanitize, after we do something to formulate the professionalism, it will be awakened. Number two is the issue of governance. I would like to overlook on issue of a governor. One time I was somewhere, and he said, I'm here because of my money. That 200, 300 shillings he gave to locals is what is, that is why I'm a governor. We need to wake up. Also, I also second somebody said about LSK. LSK should enlighten this forum on some of the institutions or some of the amendments that should be brought so that we can create a way forward. There's an echo, I don't know.
Are we having interruption?
Can you hear me?
Mkenya, unmute. I have muted everybody. Unmute and speak.
All right. Thank you. So
Tumekupoteza. Go ahead, Mkenya.
I hope I'm back.
Yeah. Is that Mkenya Maniko?
Yes.
Is that?
Coach ndiye analeta echo, I don't know.
Yeah, there's somebody. Yeah. So I had to mute everybody. But as Mkenya gets ready.
No, mine is muted. Mine is
Yeah,
muted. I'm okay.
I
I
actually
muted
see
mine.
that. Yeah, so Mkenya, are you able to speak ama tumuite Sultan as you get ready?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, please go ahead.
So my point was, and I have written it on your message, on in form of a message. It is not at this time we should be looking on the leadership, because in politics we say divide and rule is a tactic, but when it comes to diplomacy, when they bring people together, they are able to govern, they are able to manipulate. Not even about money. You don't have your right, you don't have your say. And I overlook on a group that was created some times back, and it was crushed in the name of it's anti-government. So I appreciate us being in this forum, leaderless and fearless, and you are ready. That is the motto. That is the motto of everyone. But when we talk about having leaders, having that setup, we'll miss the point. Again, I was reading a post saying that we are being financed by people, a certain either politician or not. Kwangu mimi ni kujituma, depending on Kenya kinanifinya ndio ufanya nijitume. I go to the street to demonstrate what pleased me, and that is my motto. Thank you.
Hello guys. Hope I'm audible.
Who is
Yes,
speaking? Sultan or
Yeah.
it's
okay.
Sultan.
Sultan. Hope unanipata?
Yeah, tunakupata kabisa.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the space. We appreciate the nice conversation. So my submissions, number one, no dialogue. The people in government wanajua ile kitu iliwapeleka hapo, ile kazi tuliwapea wanaijua. Let them do what they are supposed to do. They know the duties, the responsibilities zenye wanafaa kufanya. Hapo hakuna discussion. Second thing, the issue of leadership. Tuko sawa. Everything is going on well at the moment. Story ya leadership tutaongea baadaye. But for now, let's just focus to do what we are doing. Another thing is like, I don't understand these people in the government. They are arrogant and ignorant. How comes we are addressing serious issues which are affecting us, na mtu ako hapo akisema ati we are being funded by you and for what purpose? Huh? When we fight for the teachers to JSS teachers to be employed, for the intern doctors to be posted, sasa fight ya right zetu tunaambiwa tunalipo. Hiyo ni ufala gani? It's bullshit. I think these guys have been taking us for a ride. Sijui wanadhani wao ni kina nani. Unashanga a mature person, mtu amesoma anaongea kitu, it is out of sense, kitu it makes sense, something that is hata si logical. Instead of them addressing our issues zenye tuna raise as Gen Z, as millennials, as Kenyans, they are just wako tu hapo wakiongea hata giving irrelevant responses. So I don't know where we are headed to, but at least we have started something and we'll keep on fighting. We are not going to give up. Tutafight hadi mwisho, and at least we are seeing light and tuko na hopes kama wa Kenya. So my urge, my encourage is that we keep on fighting. Tusipoteze hope.
Asante Sultan. Kwach, I think your hand was up. Ama ushaongea?
Yeah, mine was just nilishaongea. Mine was just to add, let's not lose focus because kuna game these guys wanna play with us.
Yes.
Once we pay attention to their gimmicks, we are done. Hiyo tu. Like, let's not lose focus. We are reclaiming our country back from the vampires. Flush them all down the drain. Miata Yalai is never represented. Miata, I don't know who voted for him. Sijui mali alitoa hizo kura. But all I know is gonna be a one time. He's going home. Me, that's mine. Niko na hasira mob, by the way. I can't even focus, but that's all.
Tunakuelewa kabisa kabisa. Today was one of those days, huh? Raymond, umelala? How about najua mjapata wakati wa kuinua mkono, but Kombo umepata mic, please, you can go ahead and speak. Bonai, I see your hand up, you can go ahead and speak. And also namuona comment in that order. Tuanze na Bonai.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much for KOT for holding this space. And I would like to continue expressing my gratitude to the fallen GenZs who died in the line of trying to make Kenya a better place to stay and live, work, and also do business. So mine, as we've seen what has been happening, and really we are on our own. We don't even trust any leader. We don't trust any politician as things stand, because the politician that we thought maybe some few of them that we could rely on are the ones now who are showing us that no, it is the rich versus the poor. We want to make this Kenya a better place for everyone. And I've been urging the influencers who have a big number of following that we can push some hashtags. You know, as we can see, these people are regrouping. And the best thing, the power that we have, it's like that rememberable Tuesday when we stormed in the parliament. So we have another power which we cannot even wait to recall these member of parliament who voted yes and those member of parliament who are corrupt. I had a very good way to go about it, and it was very simple. Why don't we resist? Because as we can see, the fights that are being fought, most of them, you can see resistance has yielded to a lot. And as I talk, we have companies like Safaricom. We know very well. Safaricom did what they did when we really needed that particular, we needed them at that particular time, and they did what they did. I don't need to explain this. So, as revolutionaries, we could have started with such companies, state corporations like KBC, that Okia Umtata said KBC is owned by particular individuals, where it is KBC is registered by an individual, a private lawyer. So why don't we resist these things? We saw it was, I think it was in 2017 when Raila Odinga led his troop, and they really resisted some companies, even I think it was Royal Media Services at that particular time, and they really suffered a lot. As I can go back, you remember this Pesa guy, the MP for Kasarani. It really affected him, and since that particular time, I think a lot of people sent negative feedbacks to the Sport Pesa, and the guy has been so quiet. That means he felt the pressure. So the young people, we need civic education. Yeah, I do agree. We need to recall some members of parliament planning for 2027. But we should continue with the hashtag Ruto must go, as we do part of what we can do, what is in our hands. When you go to a market, when you go to a supermarket, you find there was that time when we were like boycotting the stuff and resisting. I remember one of the products was Brookside because it was owned by the then President Uhuru Kenyatta. That company, it was a company from the family of Uhuru Kenyatta, and they really felt it because they were getting a lot of losses. So we have a lot of hashtags now: Occupy everywhere, Occupy MOH, Occupy. I'm very sorry. It is okay. We can do that. But again, let's focus. Let's put the eye on the goal. We want Ruto to go. And if we make life difficult for Ruto, okay, I feel for my country, Kenya. I feel for the businesses. I feel for everyone. I feel for the economy. But things cannot continue as we are at the moment. Let Ruto, what is it that makes this particular guy called Ruto not to resign? They said that they found the government coffers was empty. If you go to a place and you find that house is empty and you're forced to stay there, you cannot stay in that particular house. If it is empty, there is no food. You look for an alternative, or you go and get a place where you'll get food and such things. So these guys are just playing with our brains, and they have regrouped for 2027. I've heard people talking about 2027. Guys, if we don't do something at the moment, and on my part, I don't just want to criticize, but I want to give solution. And the best solution is resisting and boycotting. The same thing, I don't want to talk about those who betrayed the movements and whatever. It is a pity to find people on spaces for those people who betrayed us. It is a pity to find people responding to pages or to accounts, like for this fat guy called Mutahi, the likes of Intumbi. Give these people a total blackout. Don't like, don't follow, don't comment on what they post. The likes of Murkomen and all those people. We see. It's just like you will be posting every day, you get 2 comments. I'm sure you will not continue posting those stuffs. So guys, let's just focus. Let's think about that. And also the young people. We have people qualified in different fields, like the lawyers, the young lawyers. I remember there was one guy who they claimed that he was a lawyer without papers. We need such people now because he was winning cases. He is a young guy. We need his advices. I'm very sorry we cannot go back to get advices to people. I had Professor Kivuda Kibwana at some point. He was speaking. I didn't want to interrupt, but on my views, you could hear there is a beef between Kivuda Kibwana and Kalonzo, the wiper and whatever, who is the king of Ukambani. You could hear that from a distance. We don't want that. We need the advices, but let's start with the advice of these young people. Let these people be cheering us while they are on the fences, but not inside our ground. Thank you very much for those few remarks. I'd like also to give other people a chance to speak, but we should think about that. The power that is in our hands, it is very simple. We have the power of not responding to these tweets from these people. The government has the machinery led by Tumbi. You can just see whatever they are posting the same thing. A guy like Alai was bought by the government. He's trying to send, he's trying to tweet, purporting that it's just in between there, but we know what is going on. So let's just resist. And I think by resisting and boycotting these particular things, it is not even sometimes a must we go, because when we go to these mandamanos, you find the goons have been brought by the same people, then it is not successful. So we don't need to use energy. We just need to use our brain. Let's try resisting. That is the very noble thing. It is very simple. Okay, have a good morning, guys, and let's hope that every now and then you wake up. The hashtag should go on. Ruto must go. Let them bring all the other hashtag to confuse us, like what they did yesterday, the Raila Odinga by coming to greet. Those are shenanigans. Raila, time is up. I was a supporter of Raila Odinga, but henceforth, I don't want any politician in my life. I will stand by the people of Kenya. I am there with the Gen Z. A luta continua. Asante sana. Can I pick on?
Hello.
Yeah, I think you can continue.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, combo, go ahead. Go, give us your submission.
Okay. Good morning, fellow criminals. Let me use the word criminals because that was the first. That was the first thing that we were called. Mine is just on the issue of agriculture. I'm an agronomist, and I realize that these people have really fucked up the system. They have really fucked up even the food production. And this crop of leaders that we are having, I don't know, I can't even know, I don't know how I can describe them. Maybe it's PR, they are only guided by PR, they're only guided by how many degrees or papers or PhD professors, how they are. But in really sense, they are not working. Let me just touch a little bit on the issue of agriculture. We have been getting a lot of, in most of the budgets, agriculture has been allocated a lot of money. And I can say maybe little has been used for research. That one I'll give a credit. But you find that almost 80% of any money that is kept on is allocated in agriculture. This actually goes to waste. You go to agricultural offices or Minister of Agriculture in most of our wards, or most of our areas, you find that those facilities are not working. Completely, they are not working. Back then, we used to hear there were these officers, the veterinaries, the extension officers, animal science, and what have you. But right now you go there, you'll find that this place are deserted. Farmers have been left alone. To an extent that you produce your own stuff, as in you start your own business as a farmer. After producing whatever you have, somebody else will tell you how much you're going to sell whatever you have produced. And it really hurts me a lot to see how fucked up the system is. Nobody cares. These people, once they get the powers, they'll tell you they have allocated, they have done whatever they have done. But there is nothing, zero implementation of everything that they are saying. I just want to touch on something that I had a conversation with someone. I don't want to talk about. There's this association of farmers. We call it KENA. KENAF is a Kenya National Federation of Farmers Association. During last regime, Uhuru Ruto's regime, they were allocated 100 million
100 million Kenya shillings. But let me tell you, the association never got that money. When Minister for Agriculture was Munya, they tried to follow up the money to date. They have never received that money. The other day they were told now they have 17 million they need to go and collect. They have never gotten it. So it's like a system whereby nobody cares. Once the money is allocated, now it becomes a scramble for the few, not for the mwananchi or the citizens. It's just a fucked up system. And if we don't talk about this, if we don't work on how we are going to solve it, if these people are not going to work out, let them just ship off. Let them just leave their offices and leave it to people who can work. You know, they think we, the Gen Zs and millennials, we don't have anything to do in our profession. For me, my side, I've never been employed since I graduated 2015. But doing my own consultancy here and there, I've learned a lot of things on this system. I know people are expecting a lot of changes. They say they have subsidized fertilizer. Let me tell you, fertilizer, when you subsidize fertilizer is just one item, or the one item on the cost of production in agriculture. To be sincere, it will not, if you calculate it in terms of an acre, fertilizer is not even 20%, does not even contribute 20% or 30% of the cost of production. Talk about labor, talk about control of pests, talk about the cost of the seeds, talk about the cost of after harvesting, that is post-harvesting. These people are just trying to play with the minds of we Kenyans, because they know, or they always know that most Kenyans are not learned. Farmers are outside here yearning for knowledge. Young people are coming up to do agriculture, but you find nobody's there. They have to learn it by themselves. Somebody to go on Twitter, on YouTube, to go on Google, to go to do what, so that they can get enough information for them to do business. But the government is there. The government whereby they don't even care. If I plant my own tomatoes in 1 acre, somebody else will come and decide on how much I'm going to sell that price, the product that I'm producing. And the government is there, just kept quiet. It's just a fucked up system. To be sincere, it's a fucked up system. And for me, I've never taken any things to do with the money to do with these politicians, because I know they're not genuine. And it's the money that is supposed to be, is meant to help people, to help the citizen, or to create an enabling ground or environment for the farmers and the citizens and teachers and doctors to work. Like today, I was coming from town, just from at Nyayo Stadium. From Nyayo Stadium to Imara Daima, you take almost 3 hours, 3 fucking hours, and people are saying that they are working. You wonder what kind of a government are we having? Do these people, when you go there, are they blinded? Is there anything that comes in their mind once they are there? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe some of us, we are not rich to see what money can do to some people when they get it. But I wonder how can money just make you blind not to see exactly what people are going through? People that you have been crying when you are looking for those leadership, going to their homestead, visiting the working place, mama mbogas, motorbikes, seeing the pathetic life they are going through. But once you get the power, you're somebody else. I come from Mias West. Back then, the MP will tell you, you people from the other ward, you didn't vote for me, so I'm not going to give you CDF. As if the CDF is his. I can just even slap anybody, can slap you because you people never voted for him. So this thing is not all about Ruto. This thing is the whole fucked up system. The whole fucked up system. And I was even listening. I know most of you have been listening to what Wanjigi has been saying. And these people have made me start learning much about accounting, economics, and everything. Once you learn all these things, you'll realize that we are fucked up. And if we are not going to stand for this country, our children's, our next generations are going to suffer. Because now they have decided, okay, no, we are going to tax you and we are going to borrow. We tax, we borrow. We tax, we borrow. At the same time, they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. Once somebody has gotten the money or has gotten that political seat, he'll get there, have that kind of life that he wants to have, so that everybody can be worshipping them. No, we are no. This generation, we are past that worshipping somebody. Me, I have my own bills. I don't even care who is next. But I have my own bills. I don't care who is my MP. But provided is doing whatever he's supposed to do. I don't care who is the president. But if he does what he's supposed to do for the citizens, why should I be worried? I can vote for anyone. But for meantime, no, we have lost trust on these people. We have really lost trust. Raila, till yesterday, I was really having a lot of trust in him. But for whatever he did today, I don't think he deserves our trust again. Let him go and relax. We respect whatever he has fought for, and let him give us time. Let this generation change this system. The total overhaul. Okay, that is my submission. Thank you. And have a good morning.
Can I speak? Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
This is Kenya. Most of them call me CPA because I'm an accountant by profession and I've seen all that has been going through. I started gaining some red alerts concerning the leadership of our government during the raids that were conducted on North Rats. When North Rats was attacked, we had a government in place. Not even a policeman was sent the whole day until night, even when they were burning the farm products there. I could see the governor Sakaja saying that he sent the fire engines red, and the explanation he gave, it could not amount to an explanation from a governor. That is the first red alert that I saw, and decided that, and had a second thought of the proceeding of the government. Then the introduction of an expiry IDs. Let me have a question with you, great Kenyans. Let's say we have an expiring ID, and you have a succession issue to deal with the same ID. Let's say a parent has passed, his ID had already expired, and yet you have something to inherit. Are you sure your succession will go through? That's my worry. Then we have another issue. The issue of leadership of the movement. I also support that it remain unknown to everyone. I will say this with evidence. This group I am in is called Kenya Youth Organization. It has been killed by the leadership. They are very good copy of what the government is. When the Kenya KK government came in place, a youth organization was formed. I'm sure many of you are not aware. A youth organization was formed under the watch of Ababu Namwamba. An online election was done. You know, online elections now they are done. You don't know who is a student, who is not a student, who is qualified to do this and this, and the organization elections were done. Everything was done in place. We got a youth president. We got national executive officials, county, sub-county, and at ward levels, to a point where every village, every sub-location had like 3 people, representative, countrywide. Those are sub-locations. Now come to ward. Every ward had 6 people. Sub-county had several. That thing has been killed to death. Until now, I'm acting as a savior. I've been trying to resuscitate the organization with my limited resources. The president of the youth ran away from me when I asked him questions. He would still remain lying to me to suit the opportunity, of which I think being an accountant, you can't try to accountant many times. Also on taxation, the government cannot impose taxes, some of which are biased. Let's say like VAT. VAT cuts across everyone, whether a high top level government official, a chokora in the street, a farmer, a futibora, VAT is equal. That brings equality and equity as a principle of taxation. Now, when you come to housing levy, you are targeting the only employed. The only employed that is being biased and against the rule. Also, we also need a president who can listen to courts, who can obey court orders. If you are told don't do this, if you are told don't bring the prime cabinet position into government that will eat into our money, just listen. Because time for listening was over. And yet, when we voted Mr. Ruto in, we voted him as a president, not as a semi-god. He thought ni kama alifikiria Kenya ni ya familia. This is not a family business. Then Kenya Kwanza, the infight, the pride to listen to them. Let's say and for now, Kenya Youth Organization is like now, left few of us that have been trying to resuscitate the organization. We don't have any funding. We are using our personal funds. We have been outsourcing capacity buildings, trainings, and sourcing other opportunities for our members. Something even the president himself, national executive, is redundant. I reach personally to people from Turkana, Wajir, Mombasa, Ramu. All those we have representatives. Now it has been killed by Ababu Namwamba, the organization. Why? When we met at Bomas, I want to give you a little story. Maybe some of you, even GenZs are in the same organization, so that you can compare the organization with the government and how you can even chip in. KYU organization is something even we can occupy tomorrow and make sure we have other officials that can represent youth better. This organization was formed by KK government through the watch of Ababu Namwamba. He came the first date, I think it was on 2nd December. We were given 2 million, something we did not expect. The 2 million broke the party because people fought. People fought almost the whole night. And from there, nothing else has ever taken place. Even the training that we have had later, the group was split into 2. Others registered the other part as a family business. That opportunity for us splitting was created by the government. They did not even listen to us. Then when the youth fought, they came for their 2 million and then went. Nothing more. We were promised heaven and earth during the same launching. Nothing has been met now. All they achieved is one, a girlfriend that was among the national executive who was in love with an employee from Ababu's Namwamba. That's why I'm saying Ababu's Namwamba, Ababu Namwamba's office has a conflict of interest. There is a gentleman there who thinks every beautiful girl must come to his side. Na ni kama pia wa Ababu. So alikuwa official pale, walivunja chama right, center, up, down. And I don't fear saying this because I have some database of the party, of the organization. I've managed it at my expense, calling them, sending them emails, and also convening meetings at my own cost. Without this, when I call upon the president of the youth, his name is Chuchu. He's not aware. He gives cold eyes and also shoulders. So what do? I feel challenged carrying, like, we are more than 50,000 youths across country that were on this. Now it's now dead. Joining GenZ, most of our members are GenZ there, because when we started, most of them were in school. It has been brought to death through the same organs of the government. How? When we reach to them, the promises were made, we have made follow-up. The same things have been done through chambers. We had Mastercard's foundation that was doing some genuine fund accessing. Something we have gone for capacity building, and yet projects come halfway. We have, let's say we have a project to suit a certain issue for a short period. Tunapewa half-baked ideas by the same government. Like they appear to be the queer businesses, where people are told to farm queer birds and then sell, something that did not come into the. Also, we have the issue of you say you take some loans for us as a country, yet the loans are not even budgeted in the same budget. That is a worry I saw. Many could not have noticed. We also have some Euroboats that matured sometime. And that one was discussed, I think, by Jimmy, Mr. Jimmy, Honorable Jimmy, touched on that. Most of the money that has come into our country has not been put into the budget, something that worries us most. Also, you could see that there is lack of coordination in government. Someone at a certain point in time said there is El Nino. Another one said we have disbursed money to governors for El Nino. Then, within the next 30 minutes, you find a press briefing from governors saying this is not true. You see there is no coordination in the same government. Also, complaints we have made to Senate, Parliament, to parastatals, like the Ajira program is a very good program that was helping the youth. But us requesting to have an evening class has taken like a decade. You know, most youths wengine wako kibarua kidogo kidogo, jioni wanapatikana, ni kweli. So kusema ati tuwekewe kasirot kidogo tu ya klasi ya jioni, hiyo imekuwa a mountain of issues, something that could have given some training to our youth and make an extra coin. But now, having them not listening to us, I think they should go very early. And I also request for your help resuscitating the Kenya Youth Organization in there. We don't have papers. We better even advise us on that. I think I will request Coyotes and everyone on board to have a thorough check of why Kenya Youth Organization came to death. Because if that organization was empowered when time was right, it could have now captured every youth within Kenya, as per the objective initially. But because they wanted to sell us to the highest bidder, we declined, and a split came. Ababu Namwamba knows why it went down. That's why we say we don't need him in that office. We don't need him in that office. And I think I will repeat, Ababu Namwamba must go. But before he goes, Ruto should go first, because he is the head. If the head is rotten, the neck cannot pass some good. And I think I'm getting angry the more I speak. I beg to stop at that, dear readers. Thank you.